Now, Nepal's Prime Minister Sherwood College has promised the bereaved family of Shaan Prajapati, the 14-year-old student, that he will seek a fair probe into the Sherwood College student's death during his meeting with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will be in Kathmandu for the SAARC summit this week starting tomorrow. Nidhi Razdan is in Kathmandu right now. She's there to follow the SAARC summit. Nidhi, this is supposed to be a summit about SAARC and relations between all these countries, but another issue, that of the death of this young child, seems to be also creating some headlines there. Why is that? The mother of this student happens to be an employee of the World Bank in Nepal. Is that basically how it all started?
Well, it's really tragic how this story has played out. Shaan was just 14 years old. He died about 11 days ago. He was brought to Delhi's Apollo Hospital in very, very critical condition. He was a student of the Sherwood College, which is a very, very prestigious school in Nainital. And it's been absolutely heartbreaking for his family here in Kathmandu because they believe that the school was utterly negligent in the son's case. They believe that there was just no supervision once he fell ill, that he was sent by road in a so-called ambulance with absolutely no teacher, no doctor to accompany him. So obviously they're angry, they're very upset. They've had a meeting with Nepal's Prime Minister on Friday where they have appealed for him to take up this issue with Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow when he arrives here for the SAARC summit. He's also going to be having a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Koirala. And I have Neena Shrestha here with me. She's Shaan's mother, and Prachanda Bahadur Shrestha, who is Shaan's uncle. Neena ji, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. I know this is a very difficult time for you, but can you tell us what exactly happened, your version of events?
Okay. Actually, when I received, the school is such that there is once our children goes to the school, there is no communication whatsoever. I mean, except for letters or things like that. And I received a call on Thursday morning from a friend saying that she had heard that my son was sick, and that she wanted me to confirm with the school. So I called the housemaster. There was no response, and I sent an email after that, but there was no immediate response. But after about quarter to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I received a call from the housemaster saying that my son has been admitted in ICU in Bombay Hospital in Haldwani, and that he was very, very sick, and that his BP had gone low. It was about 60/40, and that he was very critically ill. So this was when I came to know that he was very ill, and the school did not inform me beforehand or before taking my son to the hospital.
So you had no idea that your son was in the ICU until he was actually there. You didn't know he was sick.
Exactly. I had no idea that he was sick.
What happened after that? Because that is where things get even more controversial, because you allege that the school sent him in some kind of a car to Delhi without any supervision, without any doctor, without any teacher. What happened according to you?
It was very shaky, the circumstances was not clear after that, because we received various versions of the incidents, because then I was given the number of a nurse, and then she told me that my son had been sick since the past 2 days, and that he had complained that he was not being able to sleep, and that he had went up to the housemaster saying that he was not able to, he was sick, but still the housemaster told him that to wait for a day. And then I was given a number of the doctor, and then when I called up the doctor, I found out that the doctor I called up the doctor and I spoke to him. Later, I told I called up my doctor, my house doctor, who's also my brother-in-law, and then told him, he's a physician, and told him about Shaan's case, and he wanted to confirm talk to the doctor who was looking after Shaan. And then when he called up this doctor, he came to know that he was an orthopedic doctor. So the doctor we were given were the orthopedic doctor. So then he gave us the name of this physician, who was his name was Paramjit Rao, and then my brother-in-law got to talk with him. So they said that he was very sick and this and that, and we received statements like he was sometimes. He then told us that his BP was shooting low, and then with oxygen, with the external support, his oxygen was 85%.
So you're basically you're alleging negligence from the school authorities.
Exactly. Exactly. They did not inform us beforehand, and then after that also they tried to send him to the. They tried to send him to Delhi. They said that the situation. We even told him to put him, if need be, to put him in the ventilator. And still they said that the situation is not improving, and that they wanted to send him off to Delhi. They said that they would in Delhi they would be my son would get better treatment, and that they had, and we requested that since he was put in a ventilator, we were told that he was put in ventilator. We told him that how can someone in ventilator be transported to in an ambulance to Haldwani, to Delhi. Yeah, but they said that it had a specialized ambulance with a ventilator and a doctor present, and everything was very.
But you claim that's not correct.
Exactly, and then he even said, the principal even went to the extent of saying that they had there was a special lane from Haldwani to Delhi, and that it would take a very few hours. There would be no traffic and things like that.
It's very, very tragic how this is played out. And Mr. Shrestha, you've actually you're at the forefront of a campaign for justice. You were just showing us some posters of this campaign that you've launched. There's a Facebook campaign as well. You all met Prime Minister Koirala. What did he tell you?
We apprised the Prime Minister the situation, and also requested him to take up the issue with Prime Minister Modi during his visit. Basically, we wanted to know the facts. We want justice, and we want to let everybody know that this sort of thing doesn't happen again in any school. And that is prime, because there are so many unanswered questions. There are too many curious circumstances. Like when she was talking about my brother-in-law, who is a doctor, he was talking to Dr. Paramjit Rao, and he said BP is 185. That is also with support of external oxygen. His blood pressure is in 80 with dopamine support. And then he said we have ventilator support. Then my brother-in-law said, then why are we moving him? The best thing to do is put him in ventilator where he is, if you have one.
But your biggest complaint is a lack of communication from the school.
I think there's so many things we are unhappy about. There was one, we are not informed when he was in such a critical position until we took the first move. Secondly, even during the time we had conversation with the principals here, we suggested why not use a air ambulance, and we'll be ready to pay for it. He said, no, it's not possible. We have to move him out right now. We can't wait till tomorrow morning. And then again, the situation is when they were in the ambulance, we tried to communicate. We were able to get only communication at about 3:34, and the person keeps on telling me sometimes he's a doctor, sometimes he says the patient is not doing well.
But ma'am, when you met Prime Minister Koirala, he gave you an assurance that he will raise this issue with Mr. Modi. Are you hoping that you can meet Mr. Modi as well? Have you asked for a meeting with him?
We are trying to meet PM Modi. Yeah.
If you had to make an appeal to Mr. Modi today through television, what would you say?
I have a request to Mr. Modi. सुन लो एक माँ की पुकार, justice दे दो PM Modi साहब. I hope it says it. I hope this says it all. I would like to request PM Modi to take up this issue, and so that justice can be provided to Shaan, so that this kind of similar situation does not repeat in future in boarding schools.
Finally, Mr. Shrestha, those are very powerful words from Shaan's mother. If you could tell us a little bit about the campaign that's also come up. There's a Facebook page we were talking about, and if you could show us that poster. The Alumni Association of the school has really backed you very strongly. They are going all out in their support for you in this campaign.
Yes, the Facebook we have put on Justice for Shaan. One of the campaign we started was the candle visit at one of our city center, and we had a turnover of over 6,500 people on a short notice of 48 hours, and in a braving cold at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I think that a lot of people feel justice needs to be done, and there's, as I mentioned, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Well, I wish you luck in that quest for justice, and I know you're trying to meet Mr. Modi, but at least you do have an assurance from Prime Minister Koirala that he will bring up this issue when he meets Mr. Modi when he comes here tomorrow to Kathmandu. And this is the rather moving picture there they have of Shaan, the Justice for Shaan campaign that's begun, as I said, online as well. It is being supported very strongly by the Sherwood College alumni also, and. For the parents, a very difficult time. The school has so far maintained that they did everything that they could. The principal has maintained until now that everything that was possible, no stone was left unturned, according to him. That is the school's version of events. An FIR has also been registered in this case. A big story here in Nepal, something that is, in a sense, completely different from what you'd expect on the sidelines of a SAARC summit. But it is a mother's appeal to Prime Minister Modi today for justice for her son. It's back to you in Delhi.